Hello collective, this is Sophi with Lady of the Unknown Oracle. Thank you so much for being here with me this evening. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I am so excited to have you here with us. If you are returning, thank you so much for your love and support. I appreciate your presence here. You truly honor me with that, and I'm so grateful to you. Thank you so much for taking the time out to be here. This is going to be a collective reading for all signs, for the energy surrounding this full moon, the Virgo full moon that was yesterday. Okay, we're going to be really steeping in its energy for the next few weeks, and I think it's really important for us to get an idea of what this energy is supposed to mean for us. In regards to what it is supposed to mean and what a lot of us could be confronted with right now, it's truly a matter of what habits, what routines, what are the things in actuality that we are putting our time, energy, and effort into right now? What sort of circumstances are we encouraging and inviting into our lives right now? And how does that compare to what we want? Right now, it's almost, it feels like to me as if, you know, the last few months have really brought on this increasing clarity of what it is we want moving forward. What is it that will truly make us happy? What is it now that we know we deserve? Right? There's a certain an awakening that's truly been happening where everyone, you know, not everyone, but many people more and more every day are starting to come to this greater self-actualization that there is much more to their current existence than just what is right now, what they've been working towards. So the full moon is really pushing us into this space of deciding if we want to continue putting our time and effort into these things that we now realize possibly are not where we want to be putting them, and instead redirecting that time, energy, and effort into the things that truly make our hearts happy, that truly make us want to be committed to things. Sorry, I can't talk. That really, you know, things that inspire us to be motivated and committed and, you know, wanting to grow and wanting to see through the process, right? One of those things where it's not really so much that you're even pushing against this resistance anymore. It's more of a feeling of being pulled toward the center of something because you know it's what you want. You know it's where your heart lies. And so there's a decision now. A lot of people are having to make very hard decisions, very hard choices because of this realization and now this increasing pressure to live a life true to you. Gone are the days where you're settling, right? Gone are the days where you're willing to tolerate something because you're hoping. There's no more hoping. Now there's a blatant truth that sits in front of you and you have to defend it. That's the feeling. You have to defend it because it's you. The thing standing in front of you is a part of you. That's how important it is. It's literally integrated into you. And the thing that you feel like is outside of you, you feel so connected to because it is literally just an embodiment of a part of you. And you feel so protective of it that to accept anything less than to achieve that thing feels fraudulent, right? It just feels fraudulent. It just feels so unmatched. Right? It like you're not doing yourself justice here. And so sitting in this energy, there's, I mean, downloads upon downloads upon downloads. It's, you know, these energies over the last few weeks have really been working on me, have been really working their pressure on me. Beneficial, extremely beneficial, because I've also come to a great amount of clarity as well, which I hope you all have too. But it's definitely, you know, it's a meditation. It's a daily meditation and a daily purge and a daily cleansing, right? So this is going to be really quickly just to get an idea of situationally what it is we might all be looking at as a collective in terms of challenges coming for us within the next few weeks that we're still sitting in this energy. So what is the overarching energy, please, for the collective? For this Virgo full moon energy. What message do we need to know? Okay. So, those are 3 cards, so that's enough. All right, so 2 of Ariel with Strength and 3 of Gabriel. Yeah, we're really, again, choices with the 2 of Ariel and with Strength at the center. I'm so sorry. I'm trying. Like, I have moments of clarity and then moments where I'm just jumbling all over my words. It's just coming in really fast. Guys, if I'm talking really, really quickly, I apologize. But I really can't slow it down. I need it to pour out of me. With the 2 of Ariel and the Strength card, what I'm seeing is that whatever decisions are being made right now, right? The 2 of Ariel is not a decision that has been made. It's a current decision. Right now you're in this transitionary period where you're trying to have your cake and eat it too. Whatever that looks like for you. It could be working at the job that you're at while maintaining some type of nighttime position, like a per diem or an at-home situation that is your dream job, right? But you're doing it at night because that's the only time you can fit the time in. Or it's taking odd jobs, doing the thing that you want. Maybe you're a freelance writer or, you know, a photographer. Something that is more in alignment with what you enjoy doing and you can see yourself doing independently from your current 9 to 5. Something along those lines. And you're trying to make the 2 work, realizing that at some point, based on the pressure due to constraints, right, you're going to have to let one of the pentacles drop. And it's a very hard decision. With Strength, you have this internal balance, right? So part of you wants to come out and do the rash thing. Part of you wants to just quit the job, right? Part of you just wants to come out and say, I'm better than this. I don't want to keep going to a job that I hate, that I know is not utilizing the skills and the unique qualities that I have as an individual and as a worker in this particular field, right? That's not, and you just want to like quit the job. You want to just quit and then just take your chance on this other job that you're doing. But that's really not, with the 3 of Gabriel, you have to be careful because you're still waiting. You're waiting, right? And this is not good. What that tells me is that if you are in between jobs right now where you're very tempted to quit your current job, if you were to quit now, you're still not stable enough in your side gig, in your side hustle, or in your second job to be able to maintain your life the way you want it. It's going to be a little bit too difficult. Right? And, you know, you have to remember that while you might come into this 5D realization of what you want and what you deserve, you are still playing by the rules here in the 3D and you will get screwed. Okay? And that's not to say that you cannot overcome hardship. You absolutely can. However, I am just encouraging you to think twice before bringing that hardship onto yourself. Because you have to remember that while you may not enjoy your job, there are still many people who could really use at least a job, right? Getting a job, having a job is something that you really cannot take for granted. Okay, so be grateful. Be grateful for what you currently have and use that to ground yourself so that while you're in this transitionary period, right, you can get a handle on where it is you want to be and use where you currently are as a vehicle to get you there, right? That's all that is. Whatever you dislike does not become something you have to run away from. You can twist it and turn it and bend it to your will to do what you want. And what you want, what you have right now may not be exactly what you need, but you can still squeeze a little bit of whatever it is you need out of it, right? To help you get to where you need to go. If that's more money so you can save a little bit, great. If it's skill sets, if it's a letter of recommendation, do what you need to do to ensure that those pieces are able to fall into place when you are ready to reallocate them. If this is a relationship, plain and simple, okay, if you are dealing with a Leo, we have fire here. If you're dealing with a Leo or fire and earth, you are juggling between 2 people because you're waiting to hear back essentially if someone is going to want to begin something with you, right? Because when you have 1 pentacle drop, you've got 1 pentacle left. And the Ace of Pentacles is the seed that you plant that could become the 10. Correct? So when you've dropped one of the pentacles, essentially what you're left with is an offer, a commitment, a long-term plan. So if you are dealing with another person, specifically Leo, if you're dealing if you in particular are in a 3-party situation with an earth and fire sign, you're waiting to hear back from somebody. And maybe whatever comes out in this reading is going to reveal what that could look like. But it's really important for you right now to decide what it is you want. If this is not the case, right, and you are not coupled and you are not involved with anyone romantically, this is just you trying really hard to make some type of decision between commitments, between things that you want, right? Again, we're talking with the Virgo full moon, we're talking habits, we're talking rituals, things here in the real world, things that you can touch, things that you can create, things that come, that grow, right? So with the Two of Ariel, with the Two of Pentacles, you are basically at a standstill right now where you could be handling a little bit more than what is desirable for you coming into the future. But you know that this is not going to last forever. This Two of Ariel is hard for you. Having to make this decision, I feel like it's very easy. You know what you want to do. But in terms of how quickly you can fill that void, how quickly you can assume your participation, your involvement in the thing that you love, that you want to be doing, it's going to take some time. And you're trying really hard to be patient. You're very excited about it. You're very pumped. You're ready. But this, with the Strength card, you're really restraining yourself, right? You're really trying to keep yourself from doing something too hasty, which I respect. Because whatever these things are that you are juggling, they're big. You know, they're big. They're relationships, their friendships, their jobs, their dreams, right? These are the things that you realize now are actually going to make up fairly significant parts of your happiness, right? These are going to be processes. These are going to be processes that once you integrate them into your life is going to make you feel much more fulfilled. You know, jobs are hard work, yeah, but when they're fueled by love, when they're fueled by things that make you happy, things, you know, service to others, you know, when the cornerstones of your life are made of things that truly fulfill you, which is what these things are, the level of happiness you feel becomes infinite. Right? And that's what this feels like for me. You're trying really hard to restrain yourself from being too hasty in a decision or a set of decisions you know you really want to be making right now, but you realize that right now is still not the right time. In the meantime, you're just trying to get everything else situated though. Right? With the Three of Wands, waiting for your ships to come in, it's because something has already, a process is already being you know, something is underway already. You've already done the work. You're just waiting now. You're just waiting to hear back. But in the meantime, definitely continue putting in the hard work. Yep. With the Page of Wands, you've got someone here who's got a lot of unbridled passion and is trying to figure a path, right? They're trying to find, oh my God, guys. I have a feeling that this reading is going to ruin me. So death. Okay. This is not the end of a journey. This is the beginning of a new one. Death is simultaneous, right? A simultaneous end to create a new beginning. Essentially, that's the long-winded way of saying change, right? Because when something changes, something dies and something new begins at the same time. Essentially. So the Death card is the change card. Page of Wands is someone who is ready to move forward, ready, inspired, motivated, pumped, just trying to figure out what direction to move into. They're ready to change. With death, it's inevitable. It's inevitable, guys. For all of us, something is changing. Whether you want it to or not, because everyone is connected to one another. So maybe you don't want the change, but the person you're connected to sure as hell wants it. And if they change what they're doing, it's going to create change in your life, right? So King of Wands here at the bottom. Where you are currently is the Fool. The 5D plan here is the Four of Cups. The 3D manifestation of this plan is the Five of Cups. In the recent past, what's gotten you to the Fool is the Nine of Swords, and your next movement forward is the Queen of Wands. Okay. Look at that with the Three of Cups at the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to clarify this first, because looking at this, I have a couple theories, but I don't want I don't want to jump the gun and be completely wrong. So let's do it. Just take note here that the 5D has the 4 of Cups while the 3D has the 5 of Cups. So there's a progression here. Looks like in the past, though, you've been going through a lot of anxiety, a lot of awakening with the 9 of Swords, overcoming fears with the Moon. The Fool card right here is... This spread is going to ruin me. This reading is going to ruin me. Oh my God. Okay, so we've got the Fool with the Wheel of Fortune. You're taking a leap of faith. There's a brand new beginning. A brand new beginning. There's karmic cycles are coming to an end. Okay, this could involve karmic relationships. If you're involved with an Aries, perhaps with a Scorpio. You know, so far the only element we don't have here is Earth. But that even, I mean, Earth came out. The Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles had come out with the first draw of cards. So we've got everyone here, right? So there's a brand new beginning, point blank period. Old cycles are ending, and you may not know what the journey looks like, but you sure as hell know that you're getting out of here, right? So the 5D plan is the 4 of Cups. So the 4 of Cups describes an opportunity that's being given to you from the divine, but you're looking at these 3 cups that are in front of you already, and you're not really sure if you should accept the cup. 5D says, drop the effing burden. Drop the effing burden. With the 10 of Wands, drop the burden. If you are in a relationship, this definitely involves a relationship that has been the 10 of Wands for you, right? So if you've been trying very hard in this relationship, perhaps this person has been offering new beginnings with you. They've made promises. This could involve a Gemini. Again, we've got more fire energy here. We've got a lot of fire with the King of Wands, the Page of Wands, the 3 of Wands. The Strength card came out, so Leo is represented here. But I say for Gemini in particular, not just because the Lovers came out, but because we also have the 9 of Swords, which is air energy. So if you are an Aries or a Leo or a Scorpio dealing with a Gemini in a romantic sense, and it doesn't even have to be with the Lovers, you know, you want to say that this is loving, and it can be, absolutely, but you've got a lot of Wands here, right? The 10 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the Page, the Knight of, the King of Wands. You got a lot of, you know, sexy energy here. So it could be that what was really difficult about this particular connection is that it was sex only. So I say if you are dealing with a Gemini and it's been exclusively a sex-based relationship, there is something in the rest of this reading for how you should go about it. But especially with the 10 of Wands being here, there is encouragement to drop, right? Because the 4 of Cups talks about a missed opportunity. It could express boredom as well, but the thing is, I'm not seeing boredom, I'm seeing anxiety. Whatever this is has caused you a lot of angst. So there's no boredom here. This is about missing an offer, not taking an offer. And if this particular person has been coming back to you offering more of the same old and you want more, then right now the 5D message, the 5D lesson for... Sorry guys for the interruption. Forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. You know how that goes. But yeah, so essentially with the 4 of Cups and the Lovers and the 10 of Wands, if this is a situation, love-related, that has been causing you a lot of pressure and has been essentially going nowhere, any offers that come to you, any additional offers that come to you, the recommendation here is to just kind of be indifferent to them right now. It could be that you have other things, more important things that you have going on that you need to pay attention to. And while you might be tempted to spend more time on this relationship, you have other things that the divine is offering to you that are going to need your attention. And this 4 of Cups doesn't even have to be an offer from the other person. This could be an offer for you. This could be asking you to stop putting so much of yourself into trying to progress forward, because this moving into a progress state in this connection would just be too difficult. The 10 of Wands, nothing would be achieved, essentially. With the 5 of Cups, keep in mind here that you've got With the Four of Cups, the 3 cups are still standing upright, but with the Five of Cups, you've got 3 tipped over. And the Five of Cups is essentially saying that there's a silver lining, right? There's a Two of Cups right behind you. So again, kind of going back in line, your 3D experience based on the 5D lesson is that if you decide to put down whatever has been causing you pressure, whatever you know has not been in your highest and best interest, you will be sad for a short time, but you will realize that there is something much better there. Sort of like, you know, it's growing pains, right? It's growing pains. It's realizing that in order to have more for yourself, in order to have better for yourself, you have to cut loose from things that you are used to, and you have to be willing to take on the discomfort, take on the growing pains, right? You're outgrowing your life. You're making hard choices. You're really putting in the action required in order to elevate your current stance in life. Ooh, over here hidden things. You know, your current stance in life. There's something that you really, that adds to your, not adds to your value, but that you feel is so intrinsically valuable to your soul, to your spirit, that you're willing to invest. But there's something here in the 3D world, an attachment here that you have. And this could just be, you know, with the Lovers, this doesn't have to be a person. This could literally just be some type of, you know, with the Lovers and the Ten of Wands, this could, with the Lovers being, you know, twin energy, not twins in the twin flame sense, but twins as in like, you know, the duality within us all, right? With the sun and the moon, yin yang, feminine, masculine within ourselves. This could be having to drop certain 3D constraints, you know, bad habits, rituals, habits, things that don't serve our greatest interest, things that are just giving us more of the same. It's keeping us in this weird hamster wheel of getting all the same things, even though now our desires and our realizations have changed who we are at the core, right? So really taking action and separating yourself from whatever 3D constraints it is that's keeping you bound in your current position. And realizing that even though the decisions are difficult, and even though there will be a grieving process, just like with all endings, right? Just like with all endings, there's always a grieving process, but that's okay. Essentially, you know, with the Two of Cups in the background, there's reassurance here from the divine that nothing that you lose at this point will be... Nothing you lose at this point is going to be something that you're going to wish you still had later on, if that makes sense. Whatever you leave behind now really was meant to teach you a lesson and stay in your past. Right? Exactly. So with the Two of Swords, you can already foresee the grief. You can already foresee the pain, and so you're really hesitant. You're not wanting to move forward. Six of Swords. To me, you know, with the Six of Swords, you've got a smooth transition forward, which is basically movement, right? So you're really indecisive about how to make this the smoothest transition out you possibly can. But with this particular deck and the Six of Swords, you know, this is the objectivity card. This is really creating your list of pros and cons and trying to figure out before you move forward how you can get all the information you can about the situation to feel better about the decision you're going to make. So you're going within, you're really trying to find peace. You're super indecisive because you see that it's going to hurt. And that's, you know, that's okay. That's normal, you know, but what you have to do now is really focus on what it is you want. What do you see for yourself? When you look at your future self, what does your future self wake up feeling? When you see your future self, is that future self single and happy? Are they in a job that they enjoy? Are they in an improved relationship with someone because they've opened up the lines of communication and that's all that was really missing? Were they able to stop their, you know, their codependent behaviors? Were they able to stop losing themselves in a bottle every night? Were you able to stop smoking? Were you able to, you know, just fill in the blank? Were you able to finally put an end to something? Or create something new that you've always wanted in your life and for yourself? What is that person that you see yourself being in the future? What kind of life do they lead? And think now, what is the next step you need to take to be that person? What do you have to do? And yeah, it's going to hurt. It's going to be painful. Change is not easy. If it was easy, everyone would do it. Everyone wants to be happy. Everyone wants to have this thing and that person. Everyone wants, but no one wants to put the work in, right? So now with this Virgo full moon, it's this closing of the gap. It's saying, if you want it, you can have it, but you have to stop doing what you've always done and finally go for it. Just do it. Just do it, right? Like plunging yourself into cold water, just jump in. You're never going to convince yourself it's going to feel good. Like that's never going to happen. Literally never going to happen. You're never at one point going to say, oh, jumping into that freezing cold water is going to be great. No, that's not going to happen. If you want to do it, get it over with. Cut the cord. Just jump in. And that's kind of what this is saying here. You've got a situation that has been keeping you bound, keeping you tied, some type of commitment or some type of situation that you've had love for a long time, but that has been really weighing heavily on you. And it's really an opportunity that served its purpose. And now you need to move on to the next thing that's going to improve you. The next thing that is meant for you. The thing now that you truly desire. In the past, you had the Nine of Swords. You've been really anxious. Perhaps you came into some information, right? You've been thinking about this for a very long time. With the Hanged Man, you've been holding still to things. You haven't wanted change. You kept gathering information. Again, with the Six of Swords, you know, maybe you found information that made you upset, and that's what makes you want to transition now out of the situation that you're in. Or maybe you just have found that something along the way made you doubtful that what you're currently in, the situation, the circumstances that you're currently surrounded by, you know, there was something about it now that has really lost its appeal, right? Something now that you thought you were going into a situation, agreeing to a particular deal, right? You thought you were walking into one thing and it turns out it devolved into something completely different that you don't want. Or perhaps not even that it devolved, but just you evolved, right? You've gotten to a place now where you realize, you know, this isn't what I want. This isn't what I want. And you started doing more research, or you started talking to more people, and you started hanging out with more friends, and you started really broadening your perspective. You started really getting your feet wet and really starting to dig deep and think about what it is you want and what the possibilities are for you. And you realized, oh my God, I think I want to go. But that's so inconvenient, right? Like everything that you've done up till now was to support the life that you're currently living. And you got to a point now where you're just like, oh my God, I don't want the life I currently have. And it's not life as in like your breath. I'm talking about just your lifestyle. You know, the things that you have in your life are the result of what you've done prior. The job that you have now is not the job that you want today. Obviously, if this is a job related thing for you and you wanted a different job, how incredibly easy would it be if everything that you wanted just changed because you wanted it to be different? If that were the case, then the fact that you want a different job right now, an acceptance letter would just come flying into your mailbox, or a phone call would come into your phone saying, hey, so we sensed that you desired this new job, so here we are. That's not how any of this works, guys. If we got everything we wanted without having to work for it, our lives would be insane. Not because of how many times our desires change. That's a completely different topic, right? But just because it's not that easy. Again, what you want spiritually and how badly you want it inside, you know, it doesn't change the rules of the 3D world. You have to put in the energy. You have to put in the work. There are certain processes involved, and growth is one of them. It feels to me like in the most recent past, what's inspired you to take on this change is this realization that you really, truly, honestly can't even lie to yourself about where you are right now. Like maybe you've been in denial, or you've been trying to tell yourself that, well, because where I have been up to this point has made me fairly happy, and so maybe I can find gratitude and happiness in where I'm at. You're realizing now that you can't even say that. You can't even say that, because while you are grateful, you can't help but want more, because you feel like there is more meant for you. And so you're coming out of this, you know, this suspension, this hanging on, and you are currently in the middle of preparing to make a monumental jump. And you know it's going to suck, and you know it's going to hurt. But I assure you, my friend, that that's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. The 5D plan, right? The plan from the divine, from spirit, from goddess, from God, whoever it is that you pray to, the message here from them is that the plan is for you to learn how to drop the things that once mattered most, so that you can make room for the things that you know for a fact intuitively in your heart of hearts is going to make you incredibly happy and fulfilled. Because coming in, you're urged to act in the power of the Queen of Wands. This could be a relationship, a brand new relationship, right? If not, this is just you and yourself, you know, you making peace with your, again, we've got this duality inside inside us all, you know, the feminine and the masculine. This is you really taking control of your internal environment moving forward, and knowing that what you are preparing to do is in your best interest. 7 of Wands is defending what's yours. It's standing up for what you believe in. Other people are going to attempt to knock you down. This journey does not come without conflict, guys. You will have people telling you you're wrong. You're going to have people telling you that what you want is a joke. You're going to hear people calling you stupid, that you waited too long in life to start, that how are you going to make it? Listen, people are mirrors, right? People speak to us in the way they speak to themselves. People tell us that we're too stupid because they feel like they're too stupid. That if they tried, because, oh, they're too smart to even consider trying, ha ha, guffaw, because they feel like they can't do it. They feel like they can't do it. So they just learn how to become really good at avoiding scary things. That's all that is. And so what they do is to keep themselves feeling justified and to keep themselves feeling like they're right about their assumptions. They try their best to influence other people into believing the same. But I'm going to tell you right now, you are not too stupid. You are not too lazy. You did not wait too long, right? It is not impossible. It's impossible for them because they've already decided, right? They've already decided that if they were in your shoes, they would never try it. Oh, well, in that case, okay. If that's the case, okay. Like, you limit yourself when you think that way. You can start whatever you want, whenever you want. Who says you can't? Who the hell are they to tell you what you can and can't do? Right? You can enroll in that class tonight if you wanted to. It doesn't matter what other people think. If you know for a fact that you can do it, you have come upon that inspiration, that inspired action, that motivation to begin now, because now is the best time for you, for whatever unforeseen reason, right? It's not other people's responsibility to try to figure out why this is the best time for you to do anything, or why it's not the best time for you to do anything. That's literally none of their business. Right? If you know what resonates with you, and these decisions and this decision feels right for you, then it doesn't matter why it came now. The only thing that matters is that it finally came, and it came for you. It's knocking on your door, right? It didn't come knocking on Susie's door next door. You know, it didn't call Jack on the phone saying, hey, Jack, by the way, you might want to consider, you know, dropping that old job so you can, no. The reason you got that flyer, right? The reason you got that flyer on your windshield the other day is because that's an opportunity you should really, really seriously consider. And if it's something that really resonates with you, if it's an opportunity, a class, a new job, a new position, right? Just a new circumstance that resonates with your soul, then it might be wise to consider, how can you start aligning your habits and rituals with what it is you want, right? Again, it doesn't happen just because you want it. Now is the time to align what you want and what you're doing to encourage that thing, right? That aspiration, that desire, that person to enter your life. What are you doing to make your nest comfortable for that new prosperity, abundance, whatever it is, in whatever form suits your circumstance, that it'll feel comfortable, it'll feel at home. Right? Now is the time to really fight for what you want. This is a time of change. Change is beautiful. Change is growth. Everything that lives grows, right? The only things that don't grow are things that are dead. You are alive. You are living. You are living a life that is meaningful and beautiful and stands for something unique. There is no other creation that is like you. We all stand in our own individual, unique power. And yeah, we are all connected, but we also all bring something beautiful and different to the table to really make our lifetimes special for each other. Right? So do not, if you have a calling for something, if there is something you've been putting on the back burner because you weren't sure how to do it, a new business, taking a new class and starting from day 1 out of day 5,000, right? This is a calling for you because no one else can do it but you. Imagine if, you know, a world-class surgeon who didn't know he was going to be a world-class surgeon or she was going to be a world-class surgeon, right? Imagine if we knew, right? Imagine if we knew that that person could be a world-class surgeon, but everyone around that person's environment was telling them, you'll be nothing, you can't, you'll never be anything. This person's in their 50s, just imagine, right? Whatever circumstance could make their journey any harder. Imagine those 3D things, those 3D constructs are there beating down their self-esteem, beating down their desire, their inspiration, their motivation, telling them, you can't do it, you waited too long, you can't do it, you're too stupid, you can't do it, you're disabled, you can't do it, you have kids, you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it, blah, 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 blah. Forget them. They can be a world-class freaking surgeon. Are you kidding? So you're saying some kind of trauma befalls you? You come in, you roll into this person's OR, and they can fix you up in 2 hours? What a huge blessing that is. And no one else could do it but that person. No one else could do it but that person. Can you imagine? Imagine what it would be like if we could actually see, if we could actually watch some type of movie that like showed our own potential, the kind of life that we could live if we gave ourselves a chance, and then watch the downfall of that because of all the stupid things people tell us that we believe in, all those self-limiting beliefs. Can you imagine in real time watching people's dreams die? We don't have that. We don't have that here. We can blissfully pretend like other people are where they want to, or where they are because they want to be there. We can tell ourselves that. We have that luxury. But imagine if there was true transparency and we could really, truly mourn the death of dreams in real time. You know how sick that would make us feel? And I say all of this just to say to you, if you have something that you are working towards, or that you are inspired to do, no one else can do it but you. That is why you got the message. That is why you got the sign. That's why you got the synchronicity. That's why you got whatever it was, whatever sign, whatever, you know, whatever coincidence it was that crossed your path. It wasn't a coincidence. If it resonated with you, right? If your intuition alarm bells went off, and you know this is for you, and it's just a matter of planning, that's what this Virgo full moon is doing for you. It's encouraging you to now begin making the necessary changes, right? It's making you become strong enough to go through this grief, right? There's a grieving process with every death, but you have a simultaneous beginning here. Not just with the death card saying that there's an end and a beginning, but you've got the 5 of Cups, which indicates something is over. Plus, you've got the Fool as your current position with the Wheel of Fortune. So there's not only something that you are feeling a new beginning needs to start, but the divine. This is true with the Wheel of Fortune. We've got divine timing, divine planning. This is the divine coming in and saying, all right, your time at the bottom rungs of the wheel are over. Now is the time for your efforts to pay off. You will begin to reap everything that you've sown and invested up to this point, right? It's this fresh start that you're not only guaranteed the ending of a karmic cycle, right? The end of some type of lesson that needed to be learned, and you're beginning anew on a journey that is just uncharted territory for you, right? You're scared shitless. You're scared shitless, guys, right? It's like nerve-wracking, like you don't even know what your life will become after doing this. But you have to. You have to. Right? Again, take this as it resonates, but if this is you, you have to do it. Can you imagine what it's going to be like years down the line if you stay where you are and you look back and you say to yourself, like, why didn't I just do it? Like, now I've spent an additional 10 years being someone I don't like. And during treatment, I feel like I just, you know, could be right for someone else, but that is just not right for me. Living someone else's life, living outside your identity. You know, you've got the moon. You've got the moon here at the bottom of the deck, you know, overcoming fears, especially with the moon, the Virgo full moon. You know, it's really speaking to the intensity of this energy. It's speaking to the intensity of this energy with the King of Wands and the oh my goodness. I think, was that my dog? I don't know. With the King of Wands, you know, you've got this overarching energy here of really, again, I know I've said it like a million times, but we've got this duality here. The Lovers, the Two of Cups, the King of Wands, the Queen of Wands, a lot of fire, a lot of, you know, motivation, creativity, just go, get started, ambition, right? Just ambition, just eat the world, just eat the entire effing world, right? So it's just this need to push past your current boundaries, your current blocks, and realize that where you're going is so much more fulfilling than where you are, that it's going to be worth this little Five of Cups, right? This is a little grief. This is a little grief. This isn't, you know, you've got the Five of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Yeah, but this isn't, you know, this isn't the type of loss that's going to make you feel like you've truly lost anything, right? With the Five of Cups, you've got a loss with the Two of Cups behind it. So you're not really losing anything. You're just clearing the way for this new thing that's here for you. You know, the Nine of Swords is that you've come to clarity. It's like a swallow. It's a bitter pill to swallow, basically. With the Nine of Swords, you're anxious because you've realized something, but truth is good. Truth is good. Clarity is good. The anxiety just comes with it, but the truth is good. It's come finally for you to make a decision. So whatever it is that you need to do right now, guys, it's time to do it. Okay? It's time to do it. There's a duality here. And I feel, and for those of you that came looking for a love reading, I really don't feel like this has very much to do with love. With the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands, you know, you've got a couple, you've got the Two of Cups, you've got the Lovers, you know, you definitely have a change in fortune. For me personally, reading this has much more to do with the individual on your own spiritual journey as the single person. However, if this has to do with separating out of a relationship, right? I see a lot of fire, a lot of heavy fire, air as well, Gemini specifically. I see Aquarius, Pisces, Scorpio too is represented here with Leo. Yeah, so, and I see here again, what basically the entirety of the message can be applied to the relationship that you are in. If it's been a particularly strenuous, oppressive relationship for you, one that you know has kind of outlived its karmic purpose, right? Ending things, or at least beginning to separate yourself from the current circumstances, whatever that looks like for you. That could just be changes, right? It doesn't have to be the end of the actual relationship itself. It could just be bringing a very toxic cycle to an end within the relationship, right? It could be fighting for the better aspects of your relationship, bringing your attention back to why you love each other. You know, learning how to love yourself in order to better love the other person. Perhaps you've been in some type of cycle within yourself. You've been coming into this self-actualization, and in doing so, you know, you might have engaged in behaviors that didn't exactly add to the value of your connection with this person. And you know it's going to be a difficult transition because up to this point you've been a certain way, or this person has been a certain way, or you guys together have treated the relationship a certain way. And so it's going to take time, it's going to take effort on both of your parts. But by fighting for the parts of the relationship that you desire to flourish, right? The parts of the relationship you want to deepen, to revive. Perhaps it's easy. Perhaps it's better if you take it back to the beginning. Why did you fall in love in the first place? What brought you guys together? What about the connection is so beautiful that you would never want to let it go, that you're willing to move past your challenges together and create something more beautiful, something more stable, right? But there's a definite change happening here. I'm seeing lots and lots of change, and I feel the majority of the change has happened within you. The moon is also emotions, right? It's your feelings, your fears, the things within your inner world, the things that people can't see about you, but that affect you on the outside. So if there's something that you need to change, now is the time. Okay, now is the time. Do it the way you're supposed to do it, okay? Remember the overarching message, right? There's a decision that you know needs to be made, that you want to make, but you're still in transition here. So do your best right now, that if you are in this weird limbo of having multiple things going on, be prepared for that new thing before actually bringing an end to the other thing, especially if you're talking about financial stability or some other type of stability that it ties you really heavily to staying dependent on that particular connection. Because remember, we're still dealing with the 3D rules. We're still living, we're still here on Earth. No matter what kind of spiritual evolution we undergo, or whatever upgrade or evolution to our desires that we feel, we still have to play by the rules of the 3D world. We still have to play by the Earth's rules. And there are processes to everything, right? If you want something, there's a certain way to go about getting it. And it's going to take time. It's going to take patience. It's a given. It's, irritating. It's annoying. We want it now. I'm sorry. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Anything worth having is going to be worth the fight, but you're going to have to fight. You're going to have to scrape your knees. You're going to have to wait, and you're going to have to just grind it out. And that's just the way it is. That's the truth. There's nothing you're going to get by just wanting it and doing nothing. And if that were to happen, you wouldn't feel that satisfied. You would take it for granted because you didn't have to put the sweat equity into it. You didn't have to work for it. It's like a little kid asking their parents for $5. That parent, maybe they work at a place that only pays them $15 an hour. They're thinking in their mind, like, that $5 times X amount, is going to take me this much time to work back. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you've worked for something, you have this exchange in your mind for what that looks like in terms of time, right? It's the currency of your time. It's the currency of your effort, but it's, there's an appreciation that comes with putting in the work that is literally bound to that feeling of happiness that you so want. That to just get something without having to work for it, you just find yourself numb to it, because you'll realize there was nothing about the thing that you wanted that made you happy. It was the actual earning of it that brings you happiness. So there's a lot of work that needs to go into this. Okay, a lot of work needs to go into this. And now is the time to begin putting things into that preparation stage. That's where we're at. Time to prepare. Time to prepare. Time to make a plan, decide what we want, and start re-evaluating what our rituals and our habits look like to be more in alignment with what we see in our future selves, in our future lives. We have to start getting in alignment with what it is we really need to be fulfilled and happy and live a life that just is abundant with happiness. And that could involve financial stability as well. That is not, that brings a level of stability and comfort as well. A dependability, less stress, of course. But anything that counts as abundance and prosperity to you, you have to begin making the plans now. Because what's coming is a great change in fortune, but you have to be prepared for when it presents itself. You can't wait for it. You have to begin working towards it now. Don't be rash, but be prepared. Okay? All right, guys. Thank you so much for sticking with me up to this point. I am so appreciative again to have you here with me this evening. I will see you guys next time. The monthly readings will be out soon. And I will be posting a separate video. I have a really exciting announcement to make. I hope that you guys will be as excited as I am, but I will post a separate video for that shortly. And yeah, I'm not going to talk about it now, but I'm very excited, very proud, and I hope that I am able to really serve you guys on this level with this thing. Okay, so I will see you guys next time. All right, if this resonated, please let me know down in the comments down below. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. If this did not resonate with you, my friend, I am so sorry. I hope that my future readings do resonate with you. Feel free also to browse your other videos, the sign specific videos for you: Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Mars, Jupiter. But I will see you guys next time. Okay, I hope that I've served you the way you all have served me by being here, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, I love you all so very much. Okay, be strong, be patient, and it'll all come. Okay, I love you all. See you next time. Bye, guys.